This place may not look very desirable, but Donald Trump and Kamala Harris both desperately want to win it. The Tri-Cities area is home to around 130,000 people in central Michigan. It's considered a bellwether area where whoever wins it will likely win Michigan, and in this case, that could mean that they win the country. The Tri-Cities are Bay City, Midland, and Saginaw, each of which is purple and home to around 40,000 people. Both candidates desperately want to win it, so we went to see how they were campaigning and how the locals felt.
We're doing better than we were, even during COVID and even during Trump times.
Think back to World War II. You may not think we're in a war like that, but we are in a war like that because we're in a war against communism right now.
We started in Bay City, whose population has fallen by about 40% in the last 60 years when GM started laying off workers in the area. We walked into a Democratic campaign office and asked them why they were supporting Harris and what they were doing for her.
We're not going back. We are not going back.
No, we're not going back.
You just said we are not going back. To you, what does that mean?
That means that we don't want our daughters to have less reproductive freedoms or less, decisions over their own body than I have.
Yeah.
It means that we are not going back to where this is an all white country, and if you're not white, you're nothing.
Why do you think it turned to Trump back in 2016?
Because people were looking for change, and he was change, whether good or bad, he was change.
He's gonna get rid of anybody who's
He's trying to jail anybody that's against him.
An industrial area that's seen a lot of jobs leave, and the Teamsters Union, Sean O'Brien spoke at the RNC first time there, and there is kind of a feeling of the Democrats are not the party of the working class as much anymore. Do you agree with that?
No.
Well, how would you respond to it?
We're doing better than we were, even during COVID and even during Trump times. Not everybody is, I understand that.
Yeah.
But some people aren't doing better because of bad decisions, and they want to blame somebody. The poor people tend to vote for the right, yet the right seems to never help them. They just keep promising to help them.
What are the biggest issues in this area for you all? Like when you're talking to voters, what are the issues that you think will make them go blue?
Reproductive freedoms, for one thing. They're completely against raising the minimum wage. They voted against anything that would help us every flipping time.
When they say, make America great again, it's to me, as a person of color, it means make America white again.
We went to the Democrats in a neighboring city today, and they said, Trump supporters say that, it's make America white again.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
smoke and mirrors again. Pull out the race card when they don't have anything else.
Big issue for Republicans is the sort of trans issue, especially when it comes to sports. Another is some states where the teachers in school are allowed to know and help facilitate a gender transition, whereas the parents can't know. And that, to a lot of Republicans, is an outrage. How would you respond to that?
I personally don't agree with the school being allowed to do anything without the parents' knowledge unless it's a case of abuse. But I have no problem with a child exploring their feelings and themselves, because if you hold that back, when they get older, well, there's been lots of suicide.
It's interesting to hear though on these issues, because I think a lot of Republicans would say like all Dems kind of want like the school to control like.
Well, of course they are, but they also spread a rumor that we were going to do an abortion live on stage at the DNC. So I wear woke with pride.
You wear woke with pride?
I do.
Although some of those issues, you're kind of not taking the totally woke position.
No, because I don't think that woke is a bad thing. Well, I would like to address the tampon Tim thing.
Tampon Tim? That's what Trump.
That's what they call Tim Walz, because he had tampon dispensers installed in the boys' bathrooms or the boys' locker rooms, and they're freaking out about it. Okay, girls during sporting events have to use the boys' locker room every time. There's not two girls' locker rooms. You've got an away team and home team. One's got the locker room. They're all girls. They're going to have to trot across the whole school to get what they need? No, Tim's a coach. He knows that.
After leaving, we went to the Republican office, except it didn't exist. Very accessible building. Here, this is the Republicans' address. There's just straight up no door. So because there is no office, we got in the car and drove 20 miles west to Midland, the second of the three Tri-Cities. Now, despite being just 20 miles away, Midland is a totally different story than Bay City. Midland is home to the headquarters of Dow Chemical, one of the world's largest chemical companies, and that draws business people, executives, and money from around the world. Incomes here are around double what they are in Bay City, just a little bit to the east. Yet here too, we couldn't find Republicans to talk to. The Trump campaign office kicked us out when we said we were reporters and said they didn't want to talk to us.
I can't speak on camera though.
And the GOP office for the county was closed.
What the?
So apparently there is no Republican ground game here to speak of, so we got in the car and drove south to Saginaw, the third and most important Tri-City. Saginaw has suffered a similar fate to Detroit and Flint, meaning auto jobs left, the population cratered, and the place fell on very hard times. Today, Saginaw is largely abandoned. If it were a large city, it would have one of the top 5 highest murder rates in the country. And perhaps the most concerning sign is that there is still an abandoned Blockbuster sitting on the road into town. Nearby here, we went to a strip mall where we found a Trump campaign office called the Trump Shop. We went to them to ask what they were doing to help their candidate win and why they were supporting him.
Think back to World War II. You may not think we're in a war like that, but we are in a war like that because we're in a war against communism right now. That fight sign right there. I sat out in the parking lot on my way in that day, and I'm watching the people walk out like this. A stream of people. Saginaw County, in 2016, this was when I had my first office here. Nobody knew who Trump was. I've heard of him, but I didn't know who he was. When I heard Trump talk, I'm going, wow, this guy, he's going to win. And there's something about him. He had the same qualities of integrity, honesty. I could tell you could trust him. He didn't. Nobody owned him.
What would you say the biggest issues for the Republicans here are?
Well, we support life at all stages, protecting all life. We all have issues that we follow, and we vote for a candidate because they're strong on these issues.
Right.
But what good are any of the individual issues if you've lost your freedom, or if we have a deluge of illegals coming in, taking our votes away, taking our rights away? What good is it if we're not safe as a country?
Do you think Kamala Harris is a communist?
Yes. Let me answer that question. Yes.
We were energy independent. We didn't have to pay those that hate us already for what we needed to survive on. We have it. We have our own resources here.
Make America Great Again, your hat. We went to the Democrats in a neighboring city today, and they said what they hear when Trump supporters say that is make America white again.
Pull out other things. They got to use gender. She's a woman. She's black. She's not really black. But we don't care. Yeah.
If he cares for his country
Yeah.
and he's a patriot, I don't care. What color his skin is, don't mean
He's not going to look in the mirror in the morning
I
and say, this
fought
is how I'm
alongside
going to.
of Mexicans and Negroes and Indians, and they all would have died just like everybody else.
2016, you saw it coming that Trump was going to win, right? 2020, Trump loses Michigan. 2024, now they say it's totally up in the air. Nobody really knows.
Though. I know you don't want to hear that, but he didn't lose. We walked out of our office the night of the election about 9:30, and he was up 70-some% in Saginaw County. 70-some%. And then everybody went to bed, and they found some more votes that they needed. Truckloads. And you've seen the videos, I hope. The affidavits and the evidence has never been looked at. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they said no standing. Every court it went to never looked at any of that evidence.
But there were a lot of Trump-appointed judges who reviewed this information and data, and
They didn't review it. They really didn't. They didn't look at the evidence. They didn't follow through
The
with
only
it.
thing I've heard is that they just didn't even bother to investigate it.
80-some million
think they
votes
wanted
for
to.
Biden. Impossible. Impossible.
but
Basically, if they don't
Why you
cheat
wanna-
like crazy, Trump's going to win. They're going to have to really cheat big time.
Make it too
With
big
the
to rig,
illegal
he says.
immigrants.
So in the Trump office, of course, people love Trump. And now this is a difference between them and the Democrats. The Democrats hate Trump, but they didn't really seem to care too much about Kamala Harris. Here, the Republicans are 100% Trump. But what about the people of Saginaw? We went to go ask them who they wanted to see win the election.
what is Saginaw like?
Like hell. My house got broke in by a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old.
What?
That window right there.
crime's a problem here. Yeah. One other question. It's a swing county. How do you think it's going to go?
I don't know. Like any of them. I
Yeah.
don't like Trump at all. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go.
And then what about Kamala?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All the jobs left, and now it's ganged out. You know what I'm saying?
There definitely ain't no jobs if you got a felon. You know what I mean? And see, at the same time, they say, you know what I mean, even though Trump running for president, though, how the hell he get found guilty of 35 felonies, and he still get to run, you know what I mean, to be the ruler, you know what I mean, on the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here it is, you know what I mean?
Our
Here it is,
chief of
people
command
that
got
got in
28
trouble.
felonies. And we got 2.
Yeah, here
we
it is.
can't get a job.
Yeah, can't get a job, but they tell shit.
He a rich motherfucker with power.
He gonna buy his
'Cause
way
he can
in.
move some shit.
He gonna buy his way in. You know Trump. He gonna buy his way in.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
I think she's a woman that need that could help. But see, you gotta understand, she was standing behind Biden. So whatever decisions made, that was the president. She the vice president.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's it.
He got her to win them black votes. The
Yeah.
thing about it is, I think if she get in there, she'll do something great for her people and everybody else.
I'm talking about, but we all know they ain't gonna never let no woman
That part.
be in control of this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump gonna win. He gonna win.
You know why?
Yeah, he gonna win.
Because he peeling out dollars.
Yeah, he gonna
He
win.
peeling out a few dollars. He bought votes.
Yeah, he gonna.
Vote for Trump.
I-
Yeah. What's your most important issue?
The border and the economics.
Do you think Saginaw County is going to vote for Trump or Harris? Sorry, got to update my questions here.
Trump. You know, hope it turns red.
I don't trust Trump either. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican, but I do. I listen. I see what's going on now, and I see what Trump did in the last step. And I know he's crooked. I'm not dumb.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. We're doing a live stream featuring call-ins from swing state voters on Tuesday night. We hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching.